That's right.
How you doing, Shannon? You okay?
Grand, you?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm kicking off and then everyone will go from there. Just make sure I'm recording. This is Andy Purwell for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Shannon Courtenay over Zoom. Shannon, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Obviously, good to hear you doing well yourself. In the bubble now, how have you found kind of the first 24 hours or so?
Boring. Obviously, the first bit, you've got to just wait in your room whilst you're being tested. And then as soon as my results come through, obviously, I went to sleep. And then I've come straight out, seen everything, and come straight into doing the photos and now interviews with you guys. So I haven't seen the rest of the bubble yet.
I'm sure you'll have kind of some time on your hands as a week progresses, sorry. How are you looking to kind of take that up? Have you got anything to do?
No, my weight's perfect. All the training's done, just got to basically just relax now and try and enjoy the experience.
Obviously, moving on to the fight itself, Rachel Ball. Just Shannon, just talk to me, for how long have you been looking at that fight before it was announced?
No, she was tweeting about me before my debut, so I've been living in her head rent free for over a year now, which is fantastic. But I don't really, all I know is that she's really tall. She's got a kickboxing background. She's only ever lost once, which is against Vanders, who is a very good opponent. I think this is a big step up for me. It's been my toughest fight yet, but I also believe that Friday night will be my coming out party, and you'll see the best version of me, because a decent opponent will allow me to show what I can actually do, because I've not had the kind of opponents that have allowed me to show my skill set so far.
What should we expect from a pair of you in the ring on Friday night then? What do you expect her to bring that you haven't previously had to face?
Just someone that's going to actually come forward and fight. With all my fights so far, the first round, they just throw the absolute kitchen sink at me. And then once I've weathered the storm, what I always do is just tuck up, take it, and then I put my pressure on. They just try and survive, because I don't think she's going to come to try and survive. She's trying to come and knock my head off. So I'm excited.
Boxing behind closed doors as well. We've just seen the return of the sport. Do you feel any added pressure to make sure you deliver a performance that everybody will take note of?
There's pressure with every single fight. You should never try and put added pressure on yourself to try and stand out from the crowd, because what we do is difficult enough as it is. I'm always very calm and collected when I get in the ring. When the bell goes, I can't see or hear anything or anyone anyway, other than my opponent. So, to be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to feel much different when I'm in the ring. Obviously the walkout's going to be different, because you're not going to be able to hear my fans and my friends and my family screaming. It's just going to hear nothing other than my music. That'll be different. But once the bell goes, it's the same job as normal.
I was going to say, how are you going to find, obviously, boxing there without having your family and your friends in attendance?
It's going to be horrible. I had to say goodbye to my mum yesterday, and knowing that, even though I'm only like 50 miles down the road from her, knowing she's not going to be there fight night, it was horrible, because she's a big support system. My whole family are a massive support system, so it's going to be very, very strange.
Provided Friday night went successfully for yourself, how do you see the remainder of the year playing out?
But see what comes into play, really. I don't think anyone can give a solid answer to that, because we just don't know what's going on with this pandemic right now. We don't know when audience are coming back, what's going on with boxing, and I'm not looking past Friday. All I care about right now is my fight Friday night. Once that's done, then I'll answer these questions.
Shannon, I appreciate your time. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you.
Frank, do you want to jump in next, mate? If not, we'll go to Jonathan.
Hey Shannon, Jonathan here from Pro Boxing Fans. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Obviously, your second year as a professional, I'm sure if someone said to you it'll start in August, you probably wouldn't have believed them. But how would you sum up your first year as a pro? You finished with that big KO at York Hall.
Sorry, it's like a fly come past. Yeah, first year, I think it's a perfect one. 5 fights in 9 months. Finished off with a fantastic knockout that's kind of gone viral a little bit. So, yeah, it's good. All good learning fights. Every single fight come with a different learning method. They all had different styles. So it's been a perfect start to my career. Now I'm pushing on to difficult opponents and really stepping up my game and stepping up my career.
Eddie Hearn said no easy fights in fight camp. It's fair to say Rachel Ball is a step up. She said to me that you're due a test. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but I also believe no risk, no reward. What's the point in continuing to just have these easier fights when then you can't actually show your ability? The opponents I've had so far haven't allowed me to show my skill set off. This fight, you will see the very best version of me, and you will see a glimpse of what I can do.
She, as you mentioned, is for Katharina Thanders, who's got the interim super featherweight belt. Did you watch much of that performance?
Once I found out I was fighting her, yeah, I watched it. I think I watched it twice, and then my coach said to me, "Stop watching her. I'll do the studying. You focus on yourself." And to be honest, I haven't watched her since. And that was 10 weeks ago.
She said she made some comments saying she questioned how you'll cope with the pressure. What do you make of those comments?
I wonder how she'll cope with the pressure. She hasn't boxed someone like me before. I'm not just pressure. I've got slick head movement, my footwork, everything about me. She's never come up against someone like me. So let's see how Rachel deals with me.
She also said that she feels that you're the bookie's favourite because she's not as well known as you. Is that fair?
I don't know. She's obviously had 6 fights and she's won 5, lost 1 against a very creditable opponent. So I'm not going to take that away from her. But I don't know. Can you really? I don't think you can take much from the bookies nowadays, to be honest, because they're always going to favour different names that are maybe in the limelight more, and that's not really what I take into consideration. Really, I go on performances.
Last couple from me. I'm sure you would have watched Friday night. What a fight between Tasha Jonas and Terry Harper. A great advert not only for women's boxing but for British boxing in general. What did you make of that fight?
I thought it was a fantastic fight. I think the girls both showed very good qualities of themselves. And you know what I thought was beautiful as well? Was at the end, when it was announced it was a draw, neither of them really kicked off or complained. They were both very humble, and they were both, greeted each other. And it was just nice to see, they stayed classy. And it's, again, another bonus added to women's boxing.
Are you taking inspiration from seeing that fight?
I take inspiration from every fight, and I also don't take any inspiration from any fight because I'm on my own journey and I've got to do what I've got to do. I'm not following anybody else, but seeing how people carried themselves during fight week, and obviously at fight camp is different. Seeing how people dealt with the pressures and stuff, it's good. You kind of, I'm glad I'm week 3 because I've kind of been able to work things out a little bit.
Frank, do you want to jump in next, mate?
Yes.
Just need to turn your mic on, Frank. Got time for a couple of questions each, and then we'll have to let Shannon crack on.
Cool. Probies Pep Talk UK. How you doing, Shannon? You all right?
How are you?
I'm good. Now, it's been a rapid rise. You only had your debut last year.
Yes.
But you've been thrown into fight camp, 50-50 fights.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I don't think I've been thrown in. I wanted this opportunity.
All right.
I wanted the fight. I was dying to be out quite soon. And when the opportunity arose, I took it with both hands.
Yeah. Is there a danger that you could be moved a bit too quickly, because we don't know what's going to happen from day to day, and a loss so early in your career can be quite damaging?
Yeah, but then, to be honest with you, if my team didn't believe my ability, they wouldn't have allowed me to have this fight. They've seen what I can do. People haven't seen what I actually am capable of yet. So I think Friday night you will see what I'm capable of, and you'll say, okay, yeah, this wasn't actually too much of a step up for her. That's all.
Under the guidance of Adam Booth, do you feel like, that's sort of helped with your fast tracking in terms of moving your career along? Adam Booth kind of helping you through?
Yeah, but like Charlie Beat's my main coach, and obviously Adam's on the team and he helps as well. But they're not getting in the ring. It's me. So I am where I am because of myself. Maybe the first getting me on the platform and stuff was obviously helpful for my team, but to get where I am now, it's all my own doing.
I feel like women's boxing right now is it's on a real high.
Yeah.
Terry Harper and Tasha Jonas, they had a good old scrap. You're not one to shy away, are you?
I do love to scrap, I know, and I've been told to stop doing that. So as an amateur, I was known for scrapping. I loved an absolute war and stand there and trade, but I don't do that anymore. I use my head now, and it's also nice to have a plan B. I can do that if needs be, but I've got a nice skill set now that I've developed over the last year, And it's nice to have, like I said, it's nice to have a backup plan if needs be. If it's not going my way, then I'll throw the kitchen sink.
Yeah, Rachel Ball's saying, how are you going to deal with a tall, ginger, skinny girl in the ring? How are you going to deal with her?
How's she going to deal with a short, blonde, explosive fighter? We'll see.
Cracking stuff. Shannon, thanks for your time, yeah? Thank you.
Much.
Steve, you've got 2 minutes left now, mate, so whenever you're ready.
Come on,
Hi,
Steve.
Shannon. Hi, it's Steve from Boxing UK. Shannon, you all right?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Shannon, you mentioned that earlier that the last time that we saw you was that knockout at York Hall.
Yes.
And it's been such a while since you fought then, it's sort of hung around your neck. Do you feel any added pressure that you've got to do something similar this weekend?
No, I think it's just an added bonus going into the fight that I finished my last fight on a high, so people are always going to expect big things anyway, but it's just nice to show people that I have got that knockout power and might put her on her edge a little bit.
Yeah, the bookies this morning, Rachel's odds have absolutely dropped, and she said that you're going to get the shock of your life. Have you got a direct message back to the bookies or to Rachel?
I have nothing to say. I'll see her fight night, and I'll have my reply with my fists.
Good lass. I know everybody's mentioned it last week, Jonas and Harper. Obviously, there's going to be an awful lot more eyes on the women's boxing now this weekend because they'll probably expect a repeat. Do you feel any added pressure there, or are you just focused on what you're going to do?
Focused on the job at hand. I've got a job to do. I'm focused on myself. I'm sure none of the lads this week have taken any pressure from the Cheeseman-Eglinton fight, so why should I take pressure from the Harper-Jonas one? I've got a job to do. I'm focused. I've got a game plan that I'm going to stick to, and nothing's going to wave me from that.
Lovely. Last one, I promise. We had an extended interview with Ebony Bridges a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things. She's calling out your name.
Yeah.
She said all the other women British fighters are boring.
Yeah.
She was quite overt in the sense that she said she quite happily uses her body and her looks. Just your thoughts on that?
I don't want to go into too much detail, but to me, boxing's it's a tough sport that should be respected, and I don't believe that you should be using your body in that sort of way to try and promote yourself. We're fighters. That's two different things. If you want to go posing naked or whatever else, do that on a different platform. We're here to fight. It's a serious sport that needs respected, and I'm here to fight and nothing else. I don't really care for nothing else neither, to be honest.
Well said. Shannon, best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Nice speaking to you. Take care.
Done, yeah?